Yo, what is going on, you bread, bacon, breloom? I'm so excited to play with the deck that we're about to play with today. It is Green's Zard, and this is not my list, so huge shout out to Cant for the list. They got top 4 the other day in the big Chill JCG Weekly. I was like a 400, 500 person tournament. They got top 4 with Green Zard. Now, you guys know I love Green's decks, and I'm a huge fan of Green Zard in general. I played a ton of this deck over the last year or two. Yeah, just a huge fan of the deck. So when I saw that they made top 4, I was like, all right, I'm playing some games with this deck, and may as well share it with you guys as well. So today we're gonna be playing Cant's Green Zard build. So 4 Baby Volcano, of course, 3 Reshi Zard, no Break Zard in this build, which was an inclusion in most of the previous Green Zard builds like a set or two ago. Heavy on the heat energy, 4 heat energy, trying to get that HP higher on the Reshi Zard, 10 basic fires, and 2 big charms as well. So we're trying to get pretty tanky out here. 4 Welder, of course, 4 greens, 4 Pokey Gear. The one card that's super interesting to me that I've never seen before in Green Zard, but it doesn't seem terrible, and I'm interested to play some games and see how much value we can get out of it, is the Tag Switch. I've never played Tag Switch in Green Zard before. I'm sure they've got a reason why it's in here, and probably utilized it a couple times on their way to top 4, so I'm gonna believe in the Tag Switch, see if we can get some value out of it in a couple games. But yeah, this is one I'm most interested to see if we can get any value out of, because yeah, I've never really seen people play the Tag Switch before. I've never played the Tag Switch myself. But yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes. And besides that, the rest of it is just Green Zard, right? A couple reset stamps, a couple power plants, so we can go stamp plant, which is really good, especially with a lot of Mewtwo decks running around right now. 3 Tag Call, 2 Quick Ball, some Caitlyn Cynthia's, some Mallow and Lana. So yeah, it's just Green Zard, but I love Green Zard. So happy to see it doing well once again. So let's go ahead and let's get into some games, and yeah, let's see how the Green Zard goes. Okay, here we go, getting into our first game. Did lose the coin flip. We are going first, which is not good. We want to go second, but we'll have to settle for going first here. Opened double Reshi Zard, have the greens. Unfortunately, we can't Flare Starter turn 1 going first, so we're gonna have to settle for probably greens for like Hearth and Welder on the next turn. Uh-oh. Attach active. I'll put a power plant down. We're up against ADP, so they like using Dedenne all the time. So yeah, power plant down seems okay to me. Who knows? We could stop them in their tracks pretty heavily here, and they might not be able to do very much on their next turn because of that. And then we'll see what we top deck. We're probably gonna have to greens for like Energy Spinner plus, like Energy Spinner plus because I don't want to remove the power plant. And if they do remove it themselves, they're gonna remove it with a Chaotic Swell almost for sure. So we'll probably have to go like E-Spinner plus Welder, and then we'll have to hope to draw into an energy off the Welder, because it's like attach next turn, Outrage, then Welder for 1, draw into an energy, Flare Strike. That's not even that good, to be honest, but that's all we have, I think. I think it's the only thing we have to do. Uh-oh, they play the Empoleon. That's gonna be super annoying to deal with. There's a switch into it, and then they went ahead and Intrepid Sorted. That's kind of fine, though, overall, to be honest. Okay, greens here. I'm going to grab that E-Spinner. Going to grab that Welder for the next turn, and then I think we're just going to go attach an Outrage. I don't really see a need to do anything else, to be honest. We could just chill. They could Marnius, though, so that would... I don't want to bench this down for sure. I could Big Charm my active, I guess. I was going to go with Outrage, because if I get the Heat Energy, then I'd want the Big Charm on the bench one, I guess, as well. So, like... yeah, I think this is better overall, because if I get the Heat Energy, I'd want the Big Charm on the bench one, because we just want to get them both out of range of... well, I guess 1 Heat Energy does not get me out of the range of Brave Blade plus Frosted Sword. We would need 2 Heat Energy, because 1 Heat Energy only gets us to 290. Like, potentially play Tool Scrapper as well, so we need like double Heat Energy. So I guess that's like ideal, is to get double Heat Energy, but that's like a lot to get. So we'll probably should just Big Charm our active, because 1 Heat Energy won't do it. We'll see what the Welder gives us next turn, though. We'll use E-Spinner, Welder here, see what we draw, kind of go from there as well. That'll also be like an indicator of what we actually even want to do here. And there's an Intrepid Sword, so this is huge that our opponent has whiffed the turn 2 GX attack. That's huge, that's huge. Okay, Energy Spinner, yeah, because I would like to attach to the bench one if I can. So Welder 2 to the active, we get the Flare Strike knockout, and we can actually build up for the Double Blaze 1-hit KO on the ADP as well, which I think we definitely will build up for here. Attach here. Big Charm here to protect it at this point, I think, and then Flare Strike, and we're an energy attachment away from the Double Blaze, which will one-hit KO the ADP and just put us in a ridiculously good spot. There's the greens, so we can go greens for Hearth if we want to. I don't want to remove the power plant per se, but I do also, I would love to knock out my opponent's ADP. Who knows, we might top deck a Heat Energy or something, which would be even that much better, to be honest. But keep going like this, keep chilling. Bronzong for my opponent. We can definitely take advantage of that. That's like an easier knockout to get. If they don't get it into the, I mean, they'll probably get it into the, or it's a Bronzor. They'll probably get it into the Bronzong, right? But if they don't, that's an outrage knockout potentially to look for that we can go after if we want to. Here comes the Alter Creation. But like I said, we do have to pump this unless we top deck an energy that is perfect. Attach. They could possibly have like Saucer attached to a Newsation, Rusted Sword, Tool Scrapper. So we should bench this down just in case. And then I will play greens. And just to play around that scenario, we're just going to grab the Fire Crystal and another Welder. I guess that doesn't quite get us there, because if they knock out this, we can't Double Blaze anymore because we're going to Double Blaze right now. But it's kind of the best we have to work with, so I guess I'm just going to have to run with it. That's pretty much all I got now that I'm thinking about it. Tag Switch could be cool. Probably won't make an impact. If this Reshizard lives, we're not going to need Tag Switch, I don't think. So probably not going to do anything to have the Tag Switch. Who knows? We'll see. Not this game anyways. This game went super smooth. The Empoleon got stuck. Now we're just super far ahead, and our opponent pretty much has no way to win. I don't think they can KO this Reshizard. Me putting down this Reshizard does mean that they can kind of bring this one up and trap it for a turn potentially. But then this Reshizard is still alive, and then I just Flare Strike and win. So that doesn't sound too great for my opponents. What other ways could they like do? They could KO my active Reshizard possibly. That would be the worst case scenario, to be honest. That would be terrible, actually, to be honest. Yeah, if they get that, we might be in pretty big. Was that a Stoutland? I guess that's not bad for the Mad Party matchup. Actually, that's super cute for the Mad Party matchup. Uh-oh. Here comes Ditto. They do have the Empoleon V in the discard pile. 6320. Oh, we do get knocked out by Empoleon. I thought Empoleon was doing way less. I guess we don't get knocked out until they have Alter Creation, but they have used Alter Creation, which means... and it turns out the power plant was doing a ton of work, and we get the dub. Let's go ahead and let's get into that next one. All right, here we go again. This time we get the Volcanic start, and we're going second. Does it get better than that? I don't think so. I guess it could possibly, but that's pretty good. So turn 1 Flare Starter headed, and then we have the tag call to get the... Okay, we're up against the Beetle. Now the thing with the Beetle is the weakness. There it is, the Weakness Guard energy, which can be really annoying for us to deal with. Actually, we don't play any energy removal, but it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to actually see how this goes. We do want to draw cards, but I want to use this to recover Mallow and Lana, to be honest. So I don't really actually want to use Caitlyn and Cynthia here, but we also need to draw cards, I think. And I think I will give up the power plant because they're not going to be, it's not going to disrupt them at all, and I want to keep all my energy around. So I think we will go this route. Definitely want that all, definitely want the Great Potion. So all right, Welder for next turn sounds good. Attach active and Flare Starter. And I don't want to... What do I not want? I don't want to put 2 Reshizards in play if I can avoid it, but I probably have to start building up another one at some point sooner than I would like. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go with the Flare Strike next turn. Probably want to keep the Double Blaze around for like an emergency when I have like only 3 energy on something. Yeah, they got a pretty good turn 2 here. Actually, they don't KO my Baby Volk quite yet. So we could even go like Mount Lana next turn if I wanted to and heal the Baby Volk. Or I could just put the Heat energy on the Baby Volk so they don't KO it. That way they don't KO it with the Eerie Beam. So I could even go like this. Grab these 2. We could Welder 1 to this Reshizard and then Heat Energy active so it doesn't die to the Eerie Beam, which sounds really good. Could also switch or Mallow and Lana. Mallow and Lana I don't have a ton of cards that I want to get rid of though. Could even Welder here and not have this one take Eerie Beam damage, which sounds a little bit better overall, to be honest. So let's go with that. And yeah, just throw down a Heat. Draw on the Giant Hearth. I'll probably get rid of the switch here because the rest of the cards are just really, really good. Grab this energy now. Once again, not putting this in place because I don't want to take damage unnecessarily. Yeah, then High Heat Blast, right? We take the High Heat Blast here. We hit them. They can't KO us through just attacking on the turn, which is great. We don't have a boss in hand to chase this Beetle down, which we'd love to do on our next turn. And here comes a tag call for my opponent. So they're not out of it yet. Yeah, not quite yet are they out of it. Still very much in the game. It's going to be a long one, though. So strap in. Going to be quite quite the game probably in this one. I'm very excited for how this game is going to play out. I think, to be honest, I think if I had to guess, I would guess they are favored. Because just for us to do any kind of damage, we need to have so much energy on our Reshizards. Of course, we can like always just kind of go in with Outrage on their dolls. But to like get through the Snorlaxes and stuff, we need to hit a little bit harder. But leaving the Snorlax trapped in the active is like also fine, and we can sit there and slowly chip at it. Kind of just wait for boss. I really did not like the losing of our Caitlyn and Cynthia off the start there. That was definitely not what I wanted to do. I think they grabbed Malon, Lana, and a Caitlyn and Cynthia off that tag call. I would have expected like a Guzman Hall to go for a capture energy there to get out Snorlax or something else to work with, because right now they only have this Beetle, and this Beetle goes down, they will just lose the game. So they need something else, anything else really, so they don't just lose. Escape rope. Oh no, they knocked me out. Okay, so that's my mistake. I should not have I shouldn't have put another energy here. I forgot that they actually knocked me out. Luckily for us, we do just win. They have 200 HP left. I have yet to use my GX attack, so hey, it works out in the end, I guess. Reshizard, Welder to the Reshizard. 3, attach to the Reshizard, retreat, and double blaze. Yeah, so don't put 4 energy on your Reshizards up against the... Oh, and I give them a prize card there. That's actually super funny. That's actually hilarious. And then, yeah, double blaze, we get the dub. Yeah, don't attach 4 energy on your Reshizard up against Beetle unless you're actually using Flare Strike that turn. That's probably the only way you'd ever want to do that. If you're not, don't do it, because you'll get punished, just like I did. Okay, here we go again. A little bit fortunate in that last one, but it's fine. We're learning here. Pretty solid opening hand for going first, because we got the heat energy to the Reshizard. Probably won't hurt to have the doll down. And I'm going to play the tag call. Hopefully, Caitlyn and Cynthia is there. We're a little bit reliant on Caitlyn and Cynthia there. And I think I just want to attach to the active. And probably just pass. I don't want to bench this, because if they're going to use Cramorant this turn, I only want to give them one good target to go after. And if they Cramorant my active, I can just Outrage to do something on my turn, right? So attaching active feels a little bit better there. So we're going to go with that. We'll see how that plays out. Because if I bench this Reshizard, then all of a sudden like, well, I could just snipe that Reshizard. I'm like, well, yeah, you could. Don't do that. And then they do it, and then that sucks, right? So if we play it like this, they have to snipe our active, and then we can kind of take full advantage of that by using just Outrage next turn. We even have the Great Catcher in our hand. So if they actually go Cramorant snipe our active, we can go Outrage KO Heatran instead, which would be insanely good. So Great Catcher, well, Caitlyn and Cynthia first, and maybe Great Catcher with a Great Potion or something, attach active, Outrage KO the Heatran, which is that much better. Of course, our Reshizard would get KO'd next turn, which is not great, to be honest. That's not great. I don't like that. But we'll see, wait and see what our opponent actually even has before we make a play. They might not even, they give up the Hearth here off the quick ball. They might not even have a spit shot this turn. They might have to go with a Beat Catch or something. And if we top deck a Welder, then we could get a Flare Strike on this Cramorant, which would be super good. But yeah, we'll wait. We'll just see. We'll just see what our opponent got. Their own Reshizard, it looks like, is on the way. So I have to worry about that guy, of course. Cricketune. So they are bench locked now. They've already bench locked themselves on their first turn. Yeah, on their first turn. On their first turn, they have efficiently bench locked themselves. So that's good for us. It's always just good when your opponent has no means of plays through their bench. It's always good for us when our opponent does that. So it's a good, decent spot for us to be in right now. We'll use this Caitlyn and Cynthia. Maybe get rid of an energy, actually, because the Great Catcher has good value. Reshizard has good value. We need 2 of those. Great Potion could have good value later on as well. So we'll see. There's a Power Plant top deck. With my opponent being bench locked, it's not going to be very good. We have a second one of those for later, so I'm actually going to give up this, keep the energy. Main reason I also want to do this is because if I get into just a Welder, there it is. I want to be able to Welder one of those energies. And the tag switch could actually come in super clutch on the next turn. Let's see how this goes. Just Outrage. Once again, not benching this Reshizard, because they could just kind of Cramorant snipe that, which I don't want them to do. I'm going to wait, or I'm curious to see what they even do, to be honest. What are they even going to do here as a play to start making plays? Yeah, what is their what is their play here on this turn? They beat catch, so we know they have Welder. But what are they going to attack with? They could attack with the Victini, but of course that doesn't match up very well into the Reshizard. I'm getting a lot of energy in play later. Oh, the fan. Okay, that I'm not going to lie. That is super annoying. That's really annoying. Why do you have to do that? Of all things you could do, why do you have to fan my energy? Hopefully they have to put a Hearth in play, because we need some energy. I wouldn't mind getting access to some energy, so hopefully my opponent has to put a Hearth in play to kind of play the game here. But they did use Beat Catch, so... Oh, but it's just a Welder for 1. So it's either switch attack with Heatran, or they're once again just going to be using Beat Catch, which unfortunately with my current hand, I can't take a huge advantage of unless I want to double blaze this Cramorant, and I don't really want to double blaze this Cramorant. But if we top deck the energy, or Hearth, or Energy Spinner, I guess we could go with that Flare Strike. I don't like the idea of I don't want to double blaze a Cramorant, man. That doesn't sound super good. That sounds pretty bad, actually, to be honest. So hopefully we don't double blaze Cramorant. But if we have to double blaze Cramorant, we might. I'm like kind of undecided on like, as of right now, thinking about it. I don't love it, but like, Flare Strike would be better. Yeah, Flare Strike would be better, but can we get to the Flare Strike is the question. What lies behind the top card? And is it a Hearth or basic energy? And can we go with that Flare Strike instead? Because that would just be better. We could also just look for the route of just ignoring my opponent's 3 prize Pokemon. The thing that I'm scared about with that is they will eventually be able to double blaze. So we'd have to have like a really aggressive draw here to go like double blaze. Then they hit us and we go Great Catcher. We go Great Catcher, Outrage into Boss, Flare Strike or whatever. So we're starting with the Welder to the active. You draw the Hearth. All right, so we can do it. Double blaze knockout. Man, but I don't know if I like it. All right, let's do it. Gonna get rid of... Play the tag call. Grab this. Get rid of this Charizard, I think. Could have just got rid of the tag call and kept that around, but... Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do the double blaze. And now I'll put this down because I'm not... It's like way less threat of my opponent actually doing anything ridiculous or anything. So it's like not a big threat of my opponent like doing anything ridiculous. And we can actually get over 300 HP on our second Charizard here. It actually is possible to get over 300 HP. We play the Heat Energy. Play this Big Charm. You see that it's right here. So we get the Big Charm down here. Try and get into a Heat Energy. Ideally, we Welder next turn. They're definitely hitting this Charizard. If they hit this one, we can do the tag switch play potentially. Actually, we might get that value of the tag switch. But they're almost definitely hitting my active Charizard this turn with Flare Strike. I doubt they would hit it with a Heatran. They could also hit it with Victini. That would also be a play that they could do is hit it with Victini, which would actually be the most annoying way they could hit it is hit it with Victini. We have Double Blaze though, so Flare Strike is pretty safe for them to be honest. So I bet they'll go with the Flare Strike. I guess another thing we have to worry about is Heatran. So we actually might, if they Flare Strike us, we might go. We're gonna go KO Heatran. Actually, we're always go KO Heatran here. But no, the Victini's getting set up. I guess the Energy Burst could be what they go for here. But even just hitting us for 100 with the VMAX is not bad to be honest. Actually, they're I don't know what they're doing. They're kind of split here now. 2 here, 2 here. Oh, they only need 2 here. Oh, that makes sense. What they did makes sense. I guess they could hit us with the Energy Burst, but then we get to go. Ooh, Outrage does not quite get the knockout on this Victini. We could go Flare Strike knockout though. We could actually pull off the tag switch play next turn where we tag switch 2 down. Oh my gosh, can we get the tag switch play? 150, so we do 180 back with Outrage, which doesn't KO anything important. But if I use this and I get rid of this, and I get these, and then I Pokegear into Welder. Malon pretty good here to be honest. Malon would heal up like all the damage we've taken so far. So I think we're gonna go with Malon to the doll, and then Flare Strike knockout. That just sets up really, really well. I can get rid of the switch and probably the tag switch. Yeah, because I like my fire energy. That's why the doll is like super nice as well, because you just run to the doll and then go back to the active. So we got 240 left. We'd have 270 left. I think we'll just go to full HP. Because it also just like gets rid of the card, which like I don't know if I want Great Potion in my deck anymore if they reset stamp us or do something like that. So Big Charm, Great Potion. There's a couple things I could be scared of that they could have, I guess. Nothing that I can really think of off the top of my head, but hey, we're safe. Let's go. Flare Strike. Goodbye. Would have been cool to keep the tag switch around as well, to be honest. He was move the energy off this and then Outrage back. So that would have been a cool play to make, actually. If I had known what my prize cards were and I knew there was a chance I could get a basic energy, because I think we have 2 basic energy left in the deck as well. So I probably could have kept the tag switch around. The switch, I don't think we'd get much value out of anymore. The tag switch, though, I'm kind of regretting that. Discard a little bit there. Not going to lie. I mean, just a little bit. Just a little bit I'm regretting that one. So the tag switch would have been cool to keep, I think, there. Pull the energy back. Outrage hit. Like, if we have to play around, like, if they reset stamp us, then we get greens. As if we get greens, we get Great Catcher, though. We could just draw into the tag switch, I guess. It's just like a cool card to think about trying to use. So I would like to utilize it just because it's cool. But I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. They got themselves the Goth. They could go for the boss to try and stall this Charizard. But we do have a second switch in the deck. If it's in the deck, it might be prized. There's a Hearth for some energy. So I assume Welder's probably just going to happen here, but we'll see. The question is just what do they even hit with at this point? And then they definitely need a reset stamp as well. They need a reset stamp here to be able to... excuse me. They need a reset stamp here to be able to... well, they're just going... Why do they keep going to Victini? Wait, they just benched this though, right? Did they have 2 Victini in play last turn? I don't think this is going to work how they think it's going to work. Well, I don't know what they're trying to do. 7. We did Flare Strike, but now we can Outrage, return KO. So they have to have the VMAX here. Okay, Grunta. Nah. This is not, I don't know what they're thinking they're trying to do here. This is not, they could Outrage me for 30. Okay. I wish I had the tag switch, right? Yeah. Especially with this guy, because we could utilize this guy still too. So I can't use, so how much HP do I have left? I guess Big Victini is maybe on the way. Gotta be careful of our boy Big Victini. All right, green's here. I'm gonna grab the doll and then grab a welder, because it's just like something I can put in play. Actually, maybe the big charm. Yeah, the big charm sounds kind of cool for the second Rushy Zard. Like heat, I could do heat energy active. I'm gonna do it here, I think. This. Don't want to lose anything in the hand. Outrage back, I think. Yeah, just hit him back. 60 damage. All right, go ahead. See what you got. Yeah, hit him back. 60 damage. We can Flare Strike it next turn. They're down on resets. Who knows how many they play? Usually Victini's is 1 or 2. It feels like it's like 50-50, 1 or 2. I feel like rarely is there 0, but there is sometimes 0 as well. So maybe 30-30-30. 1, 2, or 3, or 0, 1, or 2. A lot of energy coming in play here. All right, Heatran's getting loaded up. The GX attack from Heatran will KO us. They could have KO'd us with full HP though as well. Victini with enough energy would also KO us, I think, but they would have had to put an extra one here. So now 4, 8, not going to be enough. They'll be 30 damage short. So it has to be Heatran GX attack here. So that means a Flare Strike will win us the game. The Hearth is in play currently in our hand. We just have game set up. So if they don't do anything about our hand, we do just win. And even if they did do something about our hand, getting through this Rushy Zard is going to be really hard for them to do, especially with the Giant Hearth in play. Like, we just have so much time. And the Hearth is in play, so we definitely guaranteed energy. Like, they would be in a really, really bad spot, even if they had a stamp here, but they don't. So we got the Welder, we got the Flare Strike, we got the knockout, we got the dub. Yo, Green Zard feels pretty insane. Just from these couple games. I don't know. I just like, even someone asked me in my Twitch chat the other day, like, do I think Green Zard is good? I was like, nah, probably not, right? But maybe it just matches up really well into a lot of the current decks right now. That's how it feels anyways. And there we go. Another dub. Definitely need to play around more with it, but I'm so happy to see it do well. So once again, shout out to Kant for the list. Speaking of the live stream, go check it out. Twitch.tv/AzulGG. First link in the description. Give it a click. Give it a follow. See you guys tomorrow.